Hi everyone, it's Kim with the Craft Space. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. And if this is your first time, welcome to you as well. Today we are going to do another journal flip through as I'm trying to get a bunch of my journals listed over on Etsy after our craft sales. So we're going to do another flip through of a journal, and then we are going to get right into our journey with the December dailies, which I've been having a lot of fun with. If you've seen any of the previous videos, I've never done one before, but I'm doing one now, and so day 4 has been a fun one. I went completely outside of my wheelhouse with this one, so I can't wait to show it to you after we get done with this flip through. I need to get these flip throughs done so that I can get these all listed after all of our craft sales are done. I just have a few journals left that didn't sell during all of the fairs we did, and so I like to get them up onto the Etsy shop so people can flip through them. I used to think that not having them on there was a good idea and people would be surprised, you know, I give them a few teasers, but so many people were requesting, what's on this page? Do you have any of this? Do you have any of that? It was easier now to just add flip throughs to the listings. So if you're looking at this and you want to make one for yourself, or you're interested in the size, all the stats, the size, the signature pages and everything will all be in the listings over there on Etsy. But here I just wanted to kind of let you get a little feel for the style that I do and what I'm used to doing, and I'm going to be exploring all different kinds of journals because I've found a bunch of new creators that have inspired me to get out of my comfort zone a little bit. So thanks for coming on this journey with me, and let's get started on this flip through so we can get to our December daily. And if you have a minute, or if you would be so inclined, I'd love it if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel, because it would really help out, because I lost all of my followers, or I should say subscribers, to my other page, just because I'm not very tech savvy, and I'm trying to rebuild my channel. So, okay, here we have, let's see how many signatures are in here. This one has 3, but there's a little twist in the middle. It's not actually 3 signatures. It's got a fun little spine dangle, which is my traditional style that I do, which is mostly ribbons and lace and whatever textile bits that I have actually inside the journal. And this one does not seem to have as many paper clipped in items with little baubles, and I used like some extra smaller paper clips for this one. But like I said, I like to do different things for each one. I don't want them all to be the same. I also did a top tie. I usually do a round tie, but he was just so cute, and I liked how, see how this package is like kind of tied on the top? I wanted to kind of tie it on the top to tie the two together. No pun intended. So let's get rid of this. And it just folds out of the way. So when you're working in this journal, you can just lay it over onto the side. Okay, let's get started. This is made out of a book. And it says, I left this on here, A Year with the Birds. I just thought that would be kind of cute with the red, and for Christmas I've got some little gold, there's some gold striping on there. It just looked vintage. It went with him. Put some corners on it. I usually don't put corners on the back just because they tend to scratch, and if you're using a wooden surface or an antique desk or something, I would not want them to scratch the desk. So okay, so let's get started here. All right, so with it being a Santa-themed journal, we've got HOHO right at the very beginning with a little Santa. And I have a different style, a more, instead of it being the formal junk journal listing explanation, I just have a more, what do we want to say, more casual version of it in this one. And I left this kind of intact, and I'll show you when we get to the December daily why I left this page blank. And I do have a little instruction sheet that goes with this for what this page is left over for. So we will get to that. Okay, and this is the page that is actually, when I deconstructed the book, this page is actually part of the book. This is not a page I added. I just took, this is where the fabric covers the binding, and then some little gingham ribbon on there. All right, so we've got some scrapbook paper, double-sided. This was fun to do. It was tea dyed, and then I used a spritz bottle with some green food coloring after I think we did some cookies or something, and so I just took what was ever left, put it in my spray bottle, and made a little green to go with my lace. This is a little crocheted lace trim, which I believe is also in the tassel. Book page, a Christmas book page that wasn't long enough, so as you can see, it's been pieced together. So if that's ever something that you find yourself needing to do, it's super easy to do, but I thought it just looked cute with all the different mix match pages. This journal was one that I did later in the season, which I'm just starting to not be so matchy and so coordinating with my style, but it's still new to me. This is the leftover book page, and I wanted that to show through, but wanted to add a little bit of writing space, so tying that in together. And here is part of an envelope, which I'm sure we'll see on the other side of the signature. Christmas card that is actually journal, writing space, like that. And this one also, because it is a little bit bigger than a standard size sheet, you'll notice we have a lot more pages that are shorty pages. So when I did my clip-ins, I did something that was a little smaller, these little tiny bells. I mixed those in instead of the bigger baubles. And this is a little journaling space right here. To me, it looked like a ribbon. And I clipped it so that you don't see the paper clip on the top. Tried to add, this Go Green ribbon has a lot of sizing in it, and so it's very, very stiff, so it makes a great page filler. This is some avocado dyed paper, and I think the pink is a very nice addition to the to a Christmas journal. I really love using avocado, even though I'm allergic and can't eat it. I love dyeing with it. Christmas book with a cute little Christmas poem in it. Funny looking Santa Claus to draw in the whole Santa Claus theme. Copy paper back in the 80s and 90s where we put all of our Christmas letters. Have a ton of this, and so it makes really, really good pages. And I like that this journal is a little bit bigger because then I don't have to cut or make these fit into there. I can have the complete border in this journal. Also Santa, you can see him running around the outside of the page. Another green tea-dyed page with some little spritz on it and a piece of lace. I love extending pages with lace and ribbon and fun stuff like that. Some tea-dyed paper. I left a lot more journaling space in this one. Again, trying something new. Music page would be really cute for writing down your favorite Christmas carol. And I found these super cute ugly Christmas sweaters, and I thought doing a little wraparound. I think the other style I found is going to come up later. Can't get enough of these holiday pom-poms. I am definitely a kid from the 60s and 70s. You just gotta love those. First signature, here is the center of that, and this is one of those scrapbook pages that are the big 12 by 12 that you just don't know what to do with. And so I thought this will be a really nice middle, no pockets, no nothing, just a nice little greeting. You can write on it, you can add, you can clip, but I just thought what a great way to use up some of those 12 by 12 sheets that I really don't know what you would even use them for with scrapbooking, but alrighty, let's keep going. This is some ribbon that I pulled the wire out of and made it a page extension. I thought the little Santa feet, Santa boots would be cute to go with the Santa theme. Again, it still has a really, really strong Santa theme going all the way through, but at least it's a little bit different than my normal, really matchy journals. This is a Christmas card that I sent out many, many years back. We have had huskies since my oldest was a little girl. And so I just love this, but I still have extras. So I try to sneak a little husky card in whenever I can. And I just love the use of this lime green. It helps draw some of the just solid red and green out of just Christmas colors. So I just think he's a sweetie. Okay. And this was the inside of the card, so the puppy is on the other side. Again, there goes my matchy. Folded up one of those Santa Claus papers for some writing space. Little tea-dyed paper or coffee-dyed. I never remember once I do them. I take whatever tea I have left, or when we have coffee in the morning, and I just throw it in there. So I never know if these are tea or coffee-dyed. They're just in my stash. Another green page with some different colored lace. And as you can see, I tried to leave quite a bit of writing space in here because then you can clip your Christmas cards. In it, you can put your lists, you can put receipts, you can put all of your own holiday memories, which is just a little bit different than a regular journal. I feel that over the holidays and in December, we have a lot more of our own ephemera that we want to add to it. And so I tried to leave a lot more space for people to add their own in. The back of that Santa page and the back of that ruffly page. This one's the Christmas elf from a really fun Christmas book that I found. And yes, I pulled the Christmas book apart, but the spine was broken on it, and so the pages were coming out anyway. So at least they're going to be used here instead of just ending up in a landfill somewhere. And I love that these have these teeny tiny little pictures on them. So there's plenty of writing space, but you have a sweet little lamb right there. Avocado dyed page. And let's see, does that go all the way across the page? No. So this is a Christmas card that I love making little Christmas card journals on them just because it's so pretty. Cute sentiment. Love the little glitzy glitter. And it's not really conducive to cutting apart too much, so I try to leave these intact and make little Christmas card journals out of those. Another one of those cute ribbon looking journaling spaces, and here's the back of that envelope with some little goodies in here, little writing space. And I left this because this I thought would be fun to add your own Christmas card to the back of the envelope. We have what looks like it's tucked into a belly band, but it's not. It is just a flip open so you can write in it. I just thought a nice little optical illusion would be cute. This is an old gift tag from on the back it says to from, so this is one of the Hallmark ones from back in the 70s. I remember my mom putting those on a lot of our packages. Nice way to fill up a book page. Again, you can see where I had to make this a little bit longer because my pages were too skinny to fold in half. And then I found some origami paper that I thought would look just adorable in here for some writing space. Love doing these edge border bits of all different shapes. These are two different stamp shapes and some poinsettias. And then I mirrored it on the other side, but did different colors just for fun. More of that green paper. And we are now to the end of the first signature. Now, for this middle one, it's not just a regular signature where you can write in it. What I did was I took some manila envelopes and left them blank, and this is for your Christmas cards. You can put those in here and save those from your, tongue-tied. So you can fill this up with all of your Christmas cards so that when you pull this journal out next year, you can you have a place to save all of your cards, whether you save them in their entirety or you just cut the covers off and glue the sentiments to them. And then you can stow them away in here and keep them in here. Or when you want to put Santa Claus letters in here, because I have been told that when your kids turn 18, that Mrs. Claus sends all of your letters back and you need somewhere to store them because we can't throw those precious things away. So this is a nice place that when the letters get sent back to you from Mrs. Claus, because I mean, the Clauses just don't have enough room up in Santa's workshop to save all those letters for forever and ever, so they can send them back. So this is a nice way to keep your Santa letters nice and safe as well, or your Christmas cards. And then that just gets protected and tucked away, a nice little secret hiding place for those. And then we are right back into the second signature, or the back signature. And I kind of tried to mirror the front one just so you're kind of going through one way and then coming out the other. So I did the same with this, and to be honest with you, this was just fun to do. I got to playing a little bit. And that's the nice thing about making these journals, is even though they're going to have to go live with somebody else, you can still have the fun and enjoyment of taking your time and creating in them, and then they can go to somebody else and then they can continue to create in them. Again, I just used some, I'm not used to using pinks and light greens and these types of colors, but they were in my scrap bin of all different Christmas papers, so I thought, well, time to come out of my comfort zone. And so I kind of tried to blend those together. I made a vertical or a horizontal belly band with a little scrappy notebook inside, and put one of those little tiny clip there. This one I know is coffee dyed because I can smell it. Envelope, and this is just some scrapbook paper so that I could cover up the glue marks. This is a piece of that regular holiday paper folded in half to kind of give you some extra writing space on top of here. Love this pink avocado dyed paper. This says Christmas photos. You can put a little pouch on here that you can tuck some photos in. You can put one of those clear. You can put some corners on here to put some photos on for as in a scrapbooking type layout, completely however you would like to. But this was part of that Christmas page, that Christmas book. Alrighty, and you can see we're back to the other half of that Santa Claus paper and lace. This looks familiar to the first part. Covered up some of this music page. I really love this because the it's like a little bit smaller. I like that it's a smaller notes as opposed to big heavy chunky notes. So you can write on this part. I'm constantly brushing. I feel like I'm brushing little crumbs or bits and pieces, little extra bits of paper. I think that's a piece of the dyed avocado. Another piece of that origami paper. Some more writing space on the back of that, coordinating. I liked the little balls on here that went with these little pom-pom balls. Tried to get creative there. I did, as you can tell, this one was a little bit wrinkled when I dried it, so I ironed it. So I really like it's almost like a fossil type print. This is a book page from a Holly and Ivy book, and I didn't want to do anything with it because I like the little information about you know, just different things about Christmas are on there. And I loved all of these little pictures, and I thought, well, instead of scavenging each one of these and cutting them and then pasting them on something else, they're pretty fun to look at and keep as a little collection as the middle signature. And again, I'm trying to get away from doing the same thing all the time of always putting pockets in the middle of my signatures or always putting flip outs. I thought doing something and keeping part of this book page intact with the little informative parts of the book about the holidays. And there's these cute little Santa boots again. I think these were on Christmas pajamas one year, wrapped around the Christmas pajamas, so I have quite a bit of this. But it is directional, so you have to be careful. Like, there's nothing on the back, but it's okay for here, but it's real directional for using for bows and things like that. So here is the other ugly Christmas sweater, and I tried to recreate with just some extra stickers to recreate the craziness of this, and it wraps around to the next page, and we're back to some green with some lace and coffee dyed paper that I tried to dry on a drying rack to get the lines in it again, and this one just didn't quite do what I wanted it to, but it's still pretty. I think it still adds a lot of character to it. And this was it says the end, which it's not the end of the book, but it's the end of that book. And then the mini teeny tiny Christmas tree. I just fell in love with these because it gives you so much writing space, but then you have that great little piece in the middle. Some more avocado paper. Gingham ribbon again. Here's the other part of that notebook with some extra bits and pieces. There's a little napkin in here for some decoupaging on some of those pages that are blank. A little Santa face peeking out. And then I thought another flip out with some Merry Christmas on this envelope. I just thought that was sweet. Little birdie. Here I tried, you can see where I tried that again. Just trying some new techniques. And here we are back to the fun lighter colors, bits and pieces, some little, these colors all seemed to go with those more pastels. And this was part of a Christmas story in the book, and but not super Christmassy, so I thought, well, we can cover him up and then it'll be a little surprise when you pull all of that out. And I left the edging from when I took this notebook apart. You could run some ribbon through that. You could tie some ribbons onto there. I still may tie some ribbons onto there. That might look cute. But you could just spend 100 hours on a book and still not be done. Did some more fun. This is where I'm really trying to learn how to just let go, and it doesn't always have to match. So I thought he looked like he needed some patriotic colors, and then to break up that line I threw some Christmas light washi tape on there. And you can tell we're getting to the end because we're back to the poinsettias, and we're right here with the back part of the HOHO from Santa. We call Santa, sometimes in our house we call him HOHO instead of Santa Claus, so that's why I thought it's cute to have one in the front, one in the back, so it's a HOHO book. This will have my thank you card in it. I'm just waiting to get them back from the printer, and that will get tucked in there. A little handmade by goes in the very back because I don't like to attach them to the book in case somebody doesn't want it attached. Then they don't have to have it attached. And then you get, now we are to the back, and there's some scuffs because it is a vintage book, but I think that just adds to the charm of the book. So what did you think? That one I tried to go through quickly. It's a pretty thick, chunky book, but I thought it was fun. And now we can thank you for coming on that little chore for me to get those listed into my Etsy shop. And now we can get to the December daily. We're on day 4, and here is my layout for day 4. I did this one Usually I've been trying to get them done in the morning, but this one ended up being a little bit later in the day, and it was kind of fun. Like I told you in the beginning or in a couple of my other videos, I had some technical issues with my computer, and I lost my other eBay account, or not eBay, YouTube account. And so I've been really trying to fight with that thing, and I just couldn't get it to work, and I finally gave it one last chance and said, forget it, I'm just going to keep focusing and moving forward. So what I did for today's December daily is I made this envelope, which came from junk mail, which you can see right there, and I made it into a little laptop computer. I don't know if you can really see that. Let's see, move this like this. And so I used a Christmas word find that was in some bit of junk mail that came today, and then I wrote different sayings that were coming up on the screen, because a friend of mine helped me go into, I don't even know what screen that is, where it's not the windows, it's where it's just that black screen or that white screen with the weird chunky letters from the 80s. And so I wrote, not a fan of technology, keep trying, 1987 screen, because I just kept telling him, what is up with this 1987 screen? I didn't like doing it then, I don't like doing this now. Totally out of my comfort zone, because I was trying to move things around on there just using the arrow keys, and then just every time I tried to do something I kept getting the beep because it was wrong. It's a super loud beep, and it does not seem to change when you lower the volume. So I made myself a little laptop. I'm going to try to find some white ink, and I'll do maybe some other lettering and stuff, but this is as far as I got today on this one. And I chose to cover the music page because you can't really write on that one, and I've got so many other music pages in here and other things to cover that I thought this would be a good one to cover. And in here, I made it a pocket, is a little bird, and on the back is where I wrote a little something to myself, and that's where I journaled, and I picked birds because I was able to sneak away and pick up some Christmas shopping items, and one of them was bird themed, so this was in some Happy Mail, so I thought, oh, that's perfect that I went and did that. And the reason this is fireplace is I thought, you know, the logo on your computer, because I always seem to turn my computer screen into the little fireplace when I'm working, so that I have a little ambiance when I'm working. So I thought that'd be funny to just say, well, this is my little fireplace, my little laptop. I guess it's a me thing, but like I said, I'm really trying to do this different kind of December daily, and do something other than just blank page journaling, or, you know, a little bit journaling. This is from an old coloring book, so I'll find some fun Happy Mail to tuck into there. But there was something that I forgot to show you that I've been doing every day, but because I have had a bookmark in where where the day is, I keep forgetting to go back to the front to show you the extra bit that I wanted to do. Is every day I've been trying to do a snapshot of the day, of just a little something that reminds me of the day. And so I forgot the other day I was doing some World War II stuff, and I needed to use bazooka gum, so I punched out the bazooka gum box, and that's why I used that one there. And then I was wrapping Cracker Jacks as well, so on the next day, that was yesterday, and so I added a little, I don't know if you can see that, but it's the little hand of the Cracker Jack guy. And then I was able to get a little Christmas shopping done today, so I pulled this little reindeer out of my penny saver that comes in the mail today and put him in here as my little shopper for the December 4th. So I forgot to show you that I added to those because I try to just stay where I am instead of flipping and rifling through the journal while I've got you here. And then again, here's my little calendar that I put together, and today was National Cookie Day, so I put some little cookies from some scrapbook paper there, and we will see crossing the days off. I forgot to show you that as well. But yeah, so we will see. Looks like we're getting ready for a nice weekend here. I'll get up and start journaling again in the morning. But as you can see, there's extra pages in between. I just kind of picked what seemed to feel right for the day. So we'll see what I do tomorrow, kind of how my morning starts, if I want to go a couple pages out, and you never know, I might want to go right to the next one. But this has been fun so far, and I'll go through my happy mail box that I have, that little book box, and I'll see what I want to do for tomorrow morning with my cup of coffee. So alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for sticking with me to the end. I really appreciate it. If you leave me a comment down below and let me know how you're doing on your December daily. Are you keeping up? I know it's only day 4, but you know what, usually by this point I'm off the diet, off the exercise program, off the journaling, off the routine, but I'm really going to try to stick to it. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Please like and subscribe if you have an inkling to do so, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.